things have been going well for me recently. So like all people who come into more money than they're used to having, I've made some irrational purchases. When it comes to me and buying clothes, I love a good deal. Like I could be broke and I see something for like a good price and I'm like, let me spend money that I don't have. So when I discovered the Japanese auctions, you know, it's like an addiction almost. And I've already posted a recent pickups video on my TikTok and Instagram, but I wanted to just go a little bit more into detail. So yeah, let's have a look at some of the stuff I bought on Bai. Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago. Everything was shipped in about a week and then they consolidated it in like 3 days, and then it took 1 week for it to arrive via FedEx. So yeah, it's like a 3-week process. Let's get into it. We will start off light. This first piece is a vintage piece from the 60s and it's a US Army shirt. Ironically, there's so much US militaria in Japan, especially like when you go to Japan, you go to like secondhand stores. But yeah, this is a 60s US Army shirt. I think my favorite part about this piece is the collar. You can see the shape of the collar is like quite elongated and pointy. The size of the pockets as well is really interesting. For an army shirt, it's actually designed really well. Like it's got some nice details on it. Like the yoke here, how it sort of like crosses over, and even on the front. Like the pattern of this shirt is really well thought out. And it's got like, so it's double layered here on the shoulder, obviously to give it like a bit more structure through the shoulder. So yeah, I didn't expect it. This is the first thing I actually bid on. And it cost me £25, I think, £30 maybe. One of the favorite things I bought in this whole auction, and it's just vintage militaria. So yeah, that was number one. The next piece we picked up is this Comme des Garçons Homme Plus Evergreen shirt. I'm not really sure what year this shirt is from. And if somebody could please tell me what the SS means on the Comme des Garçons pieces, that would be greatly appreciated, because sometimes there's like certain pieces that I can only see in size SS, but it's not necessarily a small. Like there's a lot of pieces from one of my favorite collections, which is the 08 Autumn Winter show, and there's a lot of blazers that you can find, but they're all marked SS. But then like some people write in the description fits like a medium, other people like fits like an extra small. It doesn't make sense. But anyways, this one fits me pretty decently. I wouldn't say it fits me perfectly, but it's, you know, I can make do. It's got these buttons on the inside of the collar, so what I have done so far is wear it inside out. But it's kind of cool that you have the option to just wear it plain anyways. But yeah, this piece is decent. I wasn't really thrilled with it when I saw it. It was £50. I paid £55 maybe. And, you know, it's good. I will wear it. Particularly the collar is good for, it almost plays the same role as jewelry when you wear like a shirt and tie and blazer. Sometimes it can be a little bit boring unless you have something like over the top, and those buttons sort of like play that role. Definitely makes certain outfits a little bit more interesting. This next piece was probably the piece that I was most disappointed about, second most disappointed, but I've been looking for a pair of coveralls for like quite a while. And I've been looking at vintage, and usually with the vintage stuff, it's usually like militaria as well. And they just fit like a little bit weird, like not baggy enough for me personally. When I saw these, I thought that they would be perfect. These are from Wise by Yohji Yamamoto. And yeah, they cost me about £200. Unfortunately, I think they're just a little bit too small for me. If they were a size 3, they'd fit a lot more like what I was after. But nonetheless, I think they still look cool enough and for me to keep them, and I will wear them. But another thing is the fabric is a lot thinner than I was expecting it to be. I guess it's sort of made, I think it was a spring summer piece, so it's made lighter and more breathable. Like it's even like a little bit sheer almost. But you know, like nonetheless, quite a cool piece. It's rare to see like Japanese designer coveralls. And you know, that's sort of like when I'm looking for a piece, say if I'm looking for a shirt or a jacket or like something specific like a pair of coveralls, having it be done by a Japanese designer is just like icing on the cake for me. Adding on to the disappointment, this was the most expensive piece I bought and it was at £200. I think it retailed for a lot more than that. I really wanted it to be perfect. Unfortunately, it just isn't. Our next piece are these trousers from Shinya Kozuka and Dickies. I discovered Shinya Kozuka earlier this year when I went to Tokyo, and usually when I go to Tokyo or I go somewhere with intention for shopping and finding clothes, I will make either a mental note or an actual physical list of certain pieces that I am looking to add to my wardrobe. So last time I went to Tokyo, I made a point to find a pair of black trousers because I had figured out that I'm not really a big fan of black jeans in general. I've experimented wearing black jeans for like a while and yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not really into them. I think I would need a pair of like black selvage denim, 14 ounce, 16 ounce, something with a bit more structure, unwashed, for me to actually like black jeans. And I already had a pair of wool black trousers, like suit trousers. So I wanted to find something a little bit thicker, preferably like a cotton twill or even like a thicker wool, like a flannel. And I was just walking through this department store and I saw these trousers that had a Dickies logo on them on a mannequin, and I was like, those are crazy. And little did I know, there's so much hype around Shinya Kozuka at the moment, especially in Japan. Like especially their trousers, they sell out like pretty quickly. Like online it's really hard to get, and I didn't know what the brand was, so I just asked the sales assistant if I could try on a pair. Asked him about the brand, he told me a little bit about the brand, and then said, yeah, this is actually our last pair that we have in the store. £120. I was like, oh yeah, I'm sold. Right, I was like, yeah, I'm sold. Tap the card, done. The same style ones that I bought, they had them in like a sand color and a beige. And when I left, I was like, I should just get both of them because like the cut of these trousers, I'm really into them. But I didn't understand how popular the brand was, or you know, it's kind of difficult to get outside of Japan. And so when I got to London, I googled them and I was like, oh, let me look and see how much I can get them for here. Can't get them. But thankfully I didn't get that pair in that color because I personally don't think that silhouette would look as nice in the color that I've got. However, this silhouette is much nicer on this color. Now, personally, I would have preferred the ones without the paint splatter. It's not that I don't like the paint splatter, it's more so that I would have just preferred no paint splatter. But yeah, the shape of these trousers is just like a bit more simple, very oversized, pleats on the front, fit more like a standard trouser, just like extremely baggy. Whereas the other ones have sort of like that shape at the back that's sort of like an umbrella around the lower leg. I picked those up for... See, this is also the problem with shopping in Japan. When you discover how much something actually costs in Japan, it makes it harder to buy it overseas because you know how much the price is inflated. So I bought those for £115. They were brand new, they weren't used. And yeah, they're great. I love the fit of them. I've been looking for a pair of sand trousers ever since I left Japan, so I kept trying on trousers and finding different brands, and they were either just like too expensive for what I was buying, or they didn't fit how I wanted them to fit. If these didn't have the paint splatter, I'd say like they're the perfect trouser for what I was trying to find. So yeah, very happy with that purchase. This next piece is what I was most disappointed about in this haul. I've been looking for a CDG Omde suit, preferably from the 90s or the 80s. I was looking for a good deal. So I found this suit and it was listed for £110. Size medium. I thought, cool. I have a CDG de blazer already, and that one fits like a large. When I've tried them on in store, I usually fit a large in the jacket, but I have a size 30 waist, and usually that is like a size small. So I thought if I bought a medium, the jacket would be a little bit tight and the trousers would be a little bit loose, which is what I was sort of intending for, like slightly looser trousers and, you know, a more tighter fitting blazer I would be fine with. So that's why I bought a size medium. You know, I was initially looking for a pinstripe suit and I found one for about £250, bid on it. The next day, the seller removed my bid and removed the listing, which tells me that he probably sold it in his physical store and just forgot to take it off by. So that really was that was heartbreaking. It looked perfect, like the pinstripe was beautiful. But you know, I thought to myself, like, £100 for this suit. I thought it was black. It's navy, which is fine because I don't have a navy blazer. But for like £100, I was like, it's a suit for £100, so like, you know, there's no risk here. It's fine. I don't understand. I've never seen a com blazer fit this way. It is so wide in the shoulders and like quite oversized around the midsection as well. Like, it's really big. It fits bigger than my large CDG de blazer from 2010. But overall, I'm not unhappy with how the blazer fits, to be honest. Like, it fits in with the rest of my wardrobe really well. The problem was, you'd think big blazer, big trousers. The trousers were absolutely tight. And you know, I wasn't expecting the CDG trousers to fit me perfectly. Like, I was happy with them being like that tapered shape that they usually sell. If you go into Dover Street, you see the mannequins and the trousers are quite tapered and a little bit skinny, and the jackets are the same. The trousers and the jacket, like, I can't even imagine what person was wearing this suit because the top is so big and the bottoms are so small. And you know, I was walking around the room like trying to convince myself like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, you just look like a Dover Street mannequin. Nah, like, I walked out to my girlfriend and she was like, no. So luckily I cut my losses. I posted my trousers up on Depop for £50. So I didn't really feel like making a profit because, you know, like, I just wanted to sell them to somebody who they might fit better than me, and I've kept the blazer. But yeah, I was really excited for this matching set to come, and it was a bit disappointing. But I've got another blazer to add to my collection, and yeah, it's from 1991, CDG de navy. It's hard, and for £50 essentially, because I paid £100 for the suit. Can't complain. This last piece was really sort of speaking to the collector in me. I've always felt like I wanted to get into Yohji more, and this is my first Yohji piece, like Yohji Yamamoto put on. So I saw this blazer, classic Yohji fit, oversized, black, thick wool, very warm for fall, winter. I'm not sure what collection it's from, what year it's from. But yeah, this is just a standard fitting Yohji blazer. Single breasted, 3 buttons, sort of fits like your dad's blazer. But yeah, as I said, this one's more so speaking to the collector in me. Such a completely different cut to the com blazers that I have. Different vibe as well when you put it on. I got that one for £125. So it's sort of hard to like turn your nose at that. In great condition, no marks, no nothing. Fits me perfectly how it's supposed to fit. And it's Yohji, so like my first Yohji piece. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Since we're here, might as well run you through some other pickups that haven't been bought on Buyee, but nonetheless. These, I'll just take them off my foot. These are some Brogue derbies from Bottega Veneta. I bought these at an outlet store in the UK called Bicester Village. So anyone outside of the UK, you probably wouldn't have heard of it before. They've got a bunch of different designer outlet stores like Prada, Dior, Maison Margiela, obviously Bottega Veneta, Balenciaga, Burberry, etc. And you know how these outlet stores are. You never walk into a store and they just have like a whole bunch of like amazing deals on sick pieces, and it's never like that. You really like, you got to be lucky when you go in there. You got to ask the people behind the back if they have certain things, because you never know. They don't always put everything on display. Well, when I walked into the Bottega store, I've been looking for a pair of derbies for a while because I just wear my tabbies everywhere. And the tabbies are great, but you know, like, it's not every day you want to wear tabbies. And I was just finding myself wearing tabbies because I didn't have any other lace-ups. So I walked in there initially and I saw the quilted leather boots, which I've been wanting for a few years now. I asked them, do you have any more sizes? None. So I was sort of heartbroken about that, but then I saw these derbies next to them and I was like, you know, when you walk into a store, you want something and you don't really pay attention to anything else in the store because that's what you wanted. That's sort of how I felt about the derbies. I couldn't decide whether or not I liked them just because I wanted the boots more. So I tried them on, like my size was the one that was on display. We walked away, went to a few other shops. Shelly wanted to look at some shops. And I was just like thinking more and more about the derbies. I was like, where am I going to find another pair of derbies that are of this quality from such a reputable brand for that price? The price was £175 for these derbies. Bottega footwear, leather footwear, usually retails for about like £800 plus. So £175 for these derbies. And it wasn't like everything at the outlet was that cheap. The boots were quite cheap. The boots were like £200, but these were £175. And I was just like, I can't really turn away from that. Like, the toe is a bit squared off, which is what I was looking for. They're not overly chunky and they're not overly slim. I feel like they're in the perfect medium. I didn't want them to be as slim as the tabbies because the tabbies are already like serve that purpose. So yeah, these have been like my best pickup recently because I've been wearing them like every day. We got some gifting from Kilian Paris yesterday. Haven't actually opened it yet. I don't know what this smells like. Some nice packaging, and that Kilian always strive for that luxurious effect in everything they do. Just fucked up the paper. Old-fashioned eau de parfum. Let's have a look. Here it is, the Kilian Old Fashioned. Oh, it smells like scotch. Now that it's settling. Honestly, that smells like cognac. Is this what that cocktail smells like, Old Fashioned? Is that what it's supposed to smell like? It's quite nice. It's nice, it's quite sweet though, but it'll be nice in like a formal setting. Shirt, tie. I mean, I wear a shirt and tie day to day anyways. But yeah, I like it, I do like it. It's actually quite nice. Thank you very much, Kilian. As far as pickups go, I've got one more package on the way because I needed a winter coat because it's starting to get really cold here in the UK. And as I said, I can't turn down a good deal. So I saw a really good deal on this coat that I really want. And I bought it and I'm just waiting for it to get shipped. But that is my last purchase, I want to say, of the year. I don't think I need any more clothes for the rest of the year. Especially since I am actively working on my brand, Jungle de BÉTON. Been going through the sampling processes the last couple months. And we're starting to get some samples back and things are looking really good. I don't really want to give too much away, but all I can say is I don't want to put a label on what this brand means to me or what it's supposed to communicate. I will say that it goes deeper than just clothes. This is sort of like my outlet, spiritually, emotionally, culturally. And I really feel like you guys will be able to see that as well. This is sort of like my soul being shown through clothes. So yeah, if you guys are anticipating that or you're interested or keeping tabs waiting for a release, please just follow the Instagram. It's Jungle de BÉTON with 2 U's because the person who has the actual Jungle de BÉTON handle is an inactive user on Instagram, and what do we do about that? But yeah, please follow the brand page. I'm not accepting, well, you can't follow it yet because it's on private. I'm not accepting anybody until I have something to show you. I'm quite adamant about that. So yeah, the next pickups video will either be PR or samples. That's all from me, family. I will catch you on the next one.